Biju, fantastic to have you participate again. Second year, we really appreciate your time, and I've already heard plenty of amazing feedback about your session. I'm just curious, any things that really stood out from your perspective today?
Uh, Simon, first of all, thank you for having me. It's great to be here. The big thing that stood out for me is the focus that this particular forum brings for all of these experts in our industry and the enthusiasm, the energy. Because I've been in the secondary market space for over 12 years and we take a lot of things for granted. And I heard some of the things that, we have been doing for the last 5 or 6 years, but the momentum that it's gaining, particularly in Europe, right? Because Europe has been a little bit behind because of regulatory and other reasons. But that stood out for me that there's a lot of energy and enthusiasm and the will to make it successful in Europe.
Yeah, and then that's kind of our sense as well. And especially the operators, the telcos, the OEMs. I mean, it took us by surprise. We had 5 telcos in Paris. We had, I can't remember the number, 17, I think, this time. But that feels like quite good progress.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think the one thing that would be good is there are a lot of best practices that we practice around the world because I operate in 44 countries in the world and we see things that work that can be transported to other places and we see things that this won't work in a certain market, etc. So I think maybe one of the future forums we can do some more best practices exchanges and see what could work better in each of these markets.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we were going to do an event like this in the US, would you get the telcos involved? Do you think they're absorbed in this topic?
Oh, yeah. If you think about trade-in as a mechanism itself, right, it is near and dear to everybody's heart because if you think about the US market, everybody's got a nationwide network, everybody has 5G, and everybody's got unlimited plans. So trade-in has become the mechanism that they're using to retain and attract the customers. So they'd be very much engaged and they want to understand what other ideas are out there, what technologies are evolving, because this forum covered a broad set of things, right? Not just the business practices around what we are doing, but also what technologies are being used, AI and robotics in that industry. So I think it will, and telcos will definitely. I mean, we work with all of them, so we can convince them to come and participate and give their perspectives.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, they'll be a little guarded about how much they share, but that's normal.
And I mean, one thing that we were impressed about is maybe the passion in Samsung's presentation.
Yeah.
How did that come across to you out of interest?
So definitely, he's absolutely. Richard was right about what they're trying to get done. Samsung has woken up, and they've been suffering from this lack of secondary market value. And we have been trying to help the GVI team make some improvements. But when you double, and I gave him some feedback after the conference. First of all, thank you for admitting and making that difference. But I think when you double click on the problem, Simon, it does create like a few different things. When we work with other OEMs, there are part discounts that are actually coming through. Samsung is a little bit hesitant to do that because they are not structured for that. Parts is a different P&L, so they don't work together with the GVI team in order to make some of these things happen. So what he asked me to do is, hey, you've done this across the globe. So I want to sit down and understand a little bit better how we can structure things together in order to make some of these things happen. But I'm glad that they are self-awareness that they need to make that difference and are taking the steps to make that happen.
Very good. From your perspective, what is the purpose for coming here? It's probably a couple of different things, but is it the people? Is it the learning? Is it the telling? What's your priority, would you say?
First and foremost, to hang out with you.
Very kind.
But I think I feel like as one of the leaders in our industry, it's really important that we come and support these type of events, right? Because if Assurant doesn't show up as the largest stakeholder in this industry, there's going to be some questions asked. Why are we not there? Of course, it'll all dissipate. I mean, event will still go on. So I think supporting the ecosystem, supporting the industry rather than just lip service to it is very important. Networking is great. I brought my European team here with me so that they could get to know some of the other players in the market. And then talking to other players in the ecosystems, like, hey, what else is going on? How can we help you where we need help from them, etc. So all of those things. And you guys do an amazing job of giving enough time for networking and things. So thank you for doing that.
Very good. So next year, if there was one thing that you'd say, this is what we want from this event next year, any particular thoughts?
This is what I want done next year, or did that differently?
From this event.
I think similar themes around topics. The one thing that I felt as we went through the day, there were a lot of trade-in players and the theme started to get repetitive.
Yeah.
So as we are preparing these players, we want to say, okay, this topic has been covered by somebody else, or maybe identify that, hey, you're a trading player, but you're very good in the retail space, or you're very good in the B2B. So let's keep you focused in that area, or you're very good at working with operators or direct to consumer. Maybe create some segmentation and have that conversation. Otherwise, we are hearing the repetitive thing.
Yeah, I know. Very valid. Very valid. Anyway, Biju, thank you very much.
Thank you so
I look
much.
forward to seeing you next.
Always a pleasure.
Cheers. Bye bye.